Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we are playing through Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion, campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We are on week 2 of June 1943, so let's jump right into it. First up is our war event phase. So 3 or less on the black die and we'll have a war event. Nope. So we're just shy of being able to do our torpedo improvements. If you remember last week, we ended up with 269 ships sunk. And if we look at the torpedo improvement table, there it is. So what we're looking at is, it's kind of small and hard to read. We're trying to reach plus or minus 0 from -1. So our first chance to do that is at 270 ships sunk. So hopefully next week we'll be able to do that. If we sink at least one ship this week, I'm sure we'll be able to do at least that. If we miss on that, then we'll have to wait until we get to 280, and then we can try again with a lower die roll and so on and so forth until if we get to 360 and still haven't improved it, then it'll just automatically improve. All right, but that's not in the cards for this week. So we'll move on to our ultra phase. So we'll roll on the ultra table. We got a 2. These charts cleaned up here a little bit. 2 for War Period 3 is going to be Empire Pacific and the Bismarck Sea. So let's get those marked. Bismarck Sea is right down here, not very desirable area during War Period 3, so we'll probably ignore that one. But Empire Pacific is definitely one that we want to take advantage of. All right, next we have our weather phase. So we're going to roll on our weather table. If you remember from last week, now that we're in June, we'll get a tropical storm formation on a 1 or less. So black die will tell us if we have one, white die will say where it is if we do. And we do not. All right, so then that takes us to the RRR segment. So no reinforcements, that's only during week 1. Ready submarine phase. So all of our subs that are either ship side or pier side, go ready for sea. Do all those first so I don't forget. And remember, we have this one marked with this voluntary RTB marker because that's one that's being withdrawn this month. So he has to head back to Pearl Harbor. All right, and then we roll for the ones in the broom box at each location to see if they get to come out this week or if they have to wait another week. So let's kind of situate things here. So first up at the Sperry, we have the S42. He needs a 4 or less to go ready for sea. He gets it. Next is the Tunny, needing a 5 or less. Nope. So he'll go ship side. And then lastly, the Guardfish, needing a 5 or less. He gets it. All right, good deal. Now let's check for the ones in Pearl Harbor's broom box. Scooch back here a little bit. So the S47 needs a 4 or less. He makes it. This will be our ready for C pile. Then we've got the Sargo needing a 4 or less. He makes it. And the green, excuse me, the Greenling, newly refitted, needing a 5 or less. He does not. Right, so these two will go ready for C, along with that big pile. And the Greenling will go pier side. Then we've got a few here at Brisbane. We'll roll for those. The Skipjack needs a 4 or less. She does not make it. Sailfish needs a 4 or less. He does not make it. And the Growler needs a 5 or less. He does not make it. So they will all go pier side. And we've got this stack at Fremantle. The Salary needs a 4 or less. Nope. Pito, 5 or less. Wow, nope. Grayling, 5 or less. There we go. Tautog, 5 or less. Nope. And Finback, 5 or less. Nope. Wow. Bad rolls there. So only the Grayling gets to come out this time. These all go pier side. And then we've got one at the Dutch Harbor that needs a 3 or less. And he didn't make his roll either. He will go pier side. Okay, then we've got the submarine repair phase. So we got a couple here at Pearl Harbor. The S46 needs an 8 or less to move into the broom box. Oh, didn't get it. And then the Drum, who is in for an early Gatto that's in for refit. We had him in the holding because while the Greenling was getting refit, that's why he's coming in repair box 3. He needs a 4 or less to move up. Got it. Nice. And then we've got a few up in Dutch Harbor that are going to need a 5 or less. So we'll just roll top to bottom for those. First one made it. Second one didn't make it. Third one made it. All right, so that's going to be S28 is fully repaired. S33, you got to keep working on him. And S41 is finished repairs. Okay, that's going to do it for the repair phase. Then prep for operations. Just need to move all these guys up to the operating section of their respective op areas. Okay, over here by Japan. And then the corals. right, that is everybody. So now we move on to the operations segment. So each sub, one at a time, we'll go through patrol movement, search and contact, and combat if they're on their patrol side. Otherwise, they'll just go straight to transit movement. And I like to start by getting as many of these out of the that are in RTB status. Get them moved back to base to kind of clear things up. Less chance of congregating risk that way. So we'll start down here with the Grenadier. He's gonna just come right into Brisbane there. No transit event check required. They'll go into their broom box. These, well, I say these, this one. Yeah, I think we're good sending him down here to Brisbane also. So he won't need a transit event check because there's no red box in the op area that he's moving through. So he will likewise go into the broom box at Brisbane. It's the Pompano. All right, let's see. Let's make sure we get we still have a couple that were out. 3, I think, actually, that were out that are still working their way back to Pearl Harbor for withdrawal. Just check again which ones those were. I don't want to accidentally move them somewhere else. Yeah, so we've got the Grayback, the Gudgeon, the Grenadier, the Gatto was sunk, and then the Wahoo. The Grayback has already made it back. So we need to find the Gudgeon, the Grenadier, and the Wahoo. We know one of them is still in base at Fremantle. The Wahoo is up here. Let's get him back in. There we go. So he's going to go through the Hawaiian Islands to Pearl Harbor. Again, no red box in the Hawaiian Islands for this war period. So he makes it back. And then his super skipper will stay with him, Morton there. So once they return the Wahoo comes back in August. So he'll come back with Morton. Let's see. So then we've got the Grenadier and the Gudgeon. So the Gudgeon is the one that's still at Pearl Harbor, or not Pearl Harbor, Fremantle. Where did the Gudgeon, or not the Gudgeon, where did the Grenadier get to? He's in this pile somewhere. Nope. Alright, well, y'all don't need to watch me search for this, so I'll pause the video here and come back when I found them. Okay, so remember that first sub that I moved into Brisbane? That was the Grenadier. He's not allowed to do that. He needs to keep heading toward Pearl Harbor. So we're going to send him, we got 3 there. Yeah, we don't have any transit events issues here anyway. We'll move him up through the Solomons to the transfer route. So he will make it back next turn. And then, yeah, that just leaves the Gudgeon, who's in the ready for sea to come out of Fremantle. So I think we'll do the same thing we did last turn with the Grenadier and move him through the Band of Sea over to the Coral Sea. There is a red box here, so he's -1 for being on transit event side, but then he has to add a +1 for going through shallow waters. So a 9 will cause a potential transit event there. In the Band of Sea, he got a 3, so he's good. We'll put him in the done area here, and remember next time that he's heading back to Pearl Harbor and can't go into Brisbane. All right, others that we got returning. Let's get these guys back into Fremantle. They can make it there. This guy, the Thresher. So through the Band of Sea to Fremantle. Again, -1 for being on transit side, but +1 for going through shallow. So a 9 will cause a transit event roll. Nope. So we'll put him in Fremantle's broom box. Let's have the Tuna head down to the, how many we got coming out of Fremantle? We've only got 2 coming out, so we'll be fine. We'll send him down through here to the Java Sea. So same situation, 1 red box here, -1 for transit event, but +1 for shallow. So a 9 for him will cause potential problems. Ooh, close. So he'll get in next turn. Okay, how about these ones will be able to make it back to Pearl. So let's do them. Got one that's, well, they're going out, so we just have the 2 here. So we have the Sculpin through the Hawaiian Islands to Pearl Harbor, no transit event required. He'll go to the broom box, and then same thing for the Seal, but then he's going to have to roll for his damage to see how bad it is. 1 is superficial, so he gets to go straight to the broom box. All right, let's take care of these guys next. We're gonna send them up to the Hawaiian Islands, I think. So all of these guys, yeah, there's not going to be any transit event issues. So we can just send them all there at once. Looks like all 4 of these, huh? Yep. So boom, boom. They go to the done section. You know what? Let's send one of them down this way instead, just so we're not clogging up this area with too many ships, because we got some that are going to be coming out from Pearl Harbor that we might want to send up through there. So the Silver Sides will actually come down here, meet up with the Grenadier on their way back. Okay. Next, let's send the runner. I'm not sure why his RTB is voluntary. I'm pretty sure that was an involuntary RTB. So he's going to come back through the Marianas to the Marshall Islands. You will have no red box here, but there is one here. And then he left shallow water, which means he gets that +1 die roll modifier, which negates his -1 for being on the transit side. So again, only a 9 will require a second roll. Nope. He will go to the done section there. And let's do the easy one up here. We know that because they're committed to the Aleutian campaign, S30 has to go back to Dutch Harbor. So let's do that. He will not have a transit event check, but whenever an undamaged sub returns to Dutch Harbor, they have to roll on the repair or on the damage table. And anything but a superficial result will put them in repair box 1 because of the harsh conditions up there. So he got light damage. So he will go to repair box 1. All right. Just leaves this pile here in the Empire Pacific. Definitely want to clear them out before we start patrolling there with everybody, because I'm probably going to send everyone that can get there into that ultra area. Let's go. Got 3 over there in North Pacific. We got 3 down in the Marshall Islands. Where do we want them to go? Oh, right. We want to try to get as many of them as possible into the Sperry, which is there in the North Pacific op area. We've got 4 there right now, 3 leaving. So we can take 3 more without having to send those out yet. So let's do, let's just get all 3 of these over into there. Probably should have these guys that I moved over here, I'm going to undo that real quick. I think we actually want to try to get some of them in there as well. That was this one here that went down to the transfer route also. So we've got a total of, there's 3 here, there's 4 here, so one of them isn't gonna fit. Let's decide who we don't want to. We want to get all of our best subs. Quick turnaround here if we can. Let's see who we're dealing with. These are the ones that were in Empire Pacific. We got a P3, an S3. He'll probably be the odd man out. And a Gato. This guy's on patrol still. So yeah, I think the this one will be the one that we end up sending back to Pearl from the Empire Pacific. let's do this. Let's get these guys put back. And then he is going to go through the Bonans down to the Marshall Islands. So he is transit side. Spotted doesn't matter in war period 3. That only affects transit event checks in war periods 1 and 2. So the one red box, with him being on transit side, there's no way for him to roll a 9, so he doesn't even have to roll. We'll put him down there. So that'll be 4 in the Marshall Islands, but then these 2 are moving out. So, all right. So now let's see if we can get these guys in there, at least these 2 for sure. So they're going to come through the Bonans to the North Pacific, and again, since they're on transit side, no possible way to get a red box result. So we'll just move both of them in, and they'll go to the broom box at the Sperry. Our forward base. Okay, now we can fit 6. We can fit 1 more before we have to move those guys out of there. So we got here a T, Gato, and P3. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I moved the Grenadier up here by mistake. He's still down here in the transfer route. It was this one that was up here. Okay, somebody lost their RTB marker. It's actually the silver sides. All right, so let's get the silver sides in there. So he won't have to roll for a transit event. He loses his spotted once he comes back to base. And now we need to move these out from there. We got 3 coming out and these 3 coming in. So if we just do them one at a time, there won't be any congregating risk, no transit event checks required because they'll all be on transit event side. So I'm just going to save some time here, take all 3 of these and put them in the broom box. Take the 3 that were ready for C and put them here. And then I think we'll got 2 Gatos and an S boat. Yeah, I think we'll just have them flip to patrol side so they can be ready to either patrol there or head over to one of these areas next time. All right. Double checking here. Yep. So that leaves us with 6 subs in the broom box and 1 at pier side or ship side on the Sperry. And I believe that's all of our, what's the deal up here with the halibut? Why is he on transit side without an RTB marker? need to I need to go back and look at the previous video and see what the deal is with the halibut. So I'll be back after that. Okay, mystery solved. The halibut came out from the Sperry last turn. Transit moved over into the Sea of Japan, and I forgot to flip him over to patrol side. Obviously, I moved him in there so he could patrol there this turn, so we'll go ahead and do that. Now, in the process of looking for that, I discovered a mistake I made last turn with the S-44 over here, who was patrolling in the East China Sea at the time. I believe it was the East China Sea. He encountered, we had a situation where he didn't have a valid shot on the merchant that was next to him in column B, but he ended up putting a TDC on a face down ship over there that did have a theoretical shot. This was in the first round of first attack round. And after flipping the ship over, it was a destroyer. So obviously we didn't actually have a shot on it, and then I said that he didn't get a counterattack for that round because in the first round, if you don't have a valid solution, you don't get counterattacked. But the exception to that is if you targeted a face down that had a theoretical valid solution on it, assuming they had -1 defense, and then it ends up you don't after you flip them, they still get to counterattack. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll for that now. It was there was 1.5 ASW showing at that time, which round up to 2. 1 for the op area, 3 for the war period makes 6, minus the 2 defense for the S-44. So it would be on the 3 to 4 row of the counterattack table, and there were no modifiers because he was a standard attack posture. So we'll see what happens, and this could potentially affect what ended up happening to his second counterattack that he had. So 4 on the 3 to 4 row. Okay, good, that's nothing. Because if he had been spotted, then on his second counterattack, he actually ended up getting a 7 result, which would have bumped up to damaged if he had been spotted with the extra DRM. But no harm, no foul there. But just to make sure we got that right. Okay, and I was also thinking, I forgot that these 2 up in the Sea of Japan can also make it back to our forward base. So I'd kind of like to get, because they're 2 Gattos, I'd like to get them in there if possible. So I think what I'm going to do is, we had a P3 that we sent back, the Pickerel. I think I'd rather send him back to Pearl Harbor instead to leave room for at least one of those for sure. Where did he come from? I'm going to have to review things here a little bit again to see where, actually probably the Pickerel. What was the other one? The Permit. Those are 2 P-boats that we sent back to there. Let me see where they came from, and I might decide to redo this a little bit here so we can try to get those 2 Gattos in there. Now the one might not be able to since he's damaged. It depends on what he rolls for his damage, but we'll see. I'll be back. Okay, so the Permit came from Empire Pacific and I'm also going to pull out the pickerel who came from the Marianas. So we'll just undo their transit moves into the Sperry. So we've got room for 2 more there now. So let's see let's do the undamaged one first. He can get in there. So the whale is going to come through the Coral Islands into the North Pacific. Sorry, just realized Coral Islands were out of the shot there. And so we don't count the red boxes of the area he's leaving. So we've got 1 in each of these. So this will be we'll make this one the governing op area in the North Pacific. Sorry, my hand keeps making it go out of focus. So we've got -1 for being on transit event side, but then we have +2 because we're leaving the Sea of Japan. That's a special modifier that applies there, whether you're entering or leaving it. You get a +2 to your transit event roll. So that's going to be a +1 net. So an 8 or 9 will cause a possible transit event for them. Nope. So they make it back safely. Was the whale, so we'll put him in the broom box there. He uses his spotted marker. Again, spotted markers don't affect transit event checks during War Period 3. And let's see about the Pogey, who is damaged, not spotted. Oh, one thing I did forget, there were 5 subs here when the whale left. That would have been another +1 to the transit event check for congregating risk, but he rolled a 1, so still fine. Yeah, so now he won't have the congregating risk, but he does still have the +2 for leaving Sea of Japan, -1 for being on transit event side. So he will likewise have a +1, or not likewise, but he will have a +1 for his transit event check. So he's fine. Now we got to roll to see what kind of damage he has. If it's superficial, they'll let him in. If not, he has to keep sailing. And it is definitely not. That's a heavy damage result. Hopefully it won't be that bad when he gets to Pearl Harbor. All right, so that means now we got 4 here, so we should decide what to do with one of those before we try to move either the permit or the pickerel back in. And I'll re-roll their transit event checks since we undid all that if necessary. I don't think they had one though. I think we send at least one of these guys back up into the Sea of Japan. So we have 4 there. I wonder if, theoretically, I guess I could have, I keep forgetting that that's only 2 op areas away. I could have sent these guys that left from the Sperry up there too. Not sure how crowded we want to get up there though. Yeah. All right. Well, let's send for sure this one. Yeah. We'll we'll send the steelhead up into the Sea of Japan. So he's going to have same deal, -1, but then +2 for entering the Sea of Japan. So +1, but now this is the governing op area, and it's got 2 red boxes. So 7, 8, or 9. 9. Okay, so he has to do a transit event check. Ooh, 8, 0. Well, at least we got a 0 on that second one. That scared me when I saw that 8. 8, 0 is nothing. So he can patrol there next turn. And then we may end up sending some more there, but I think we want to wait until those guys that are there do their patrols, so it's not negatively impacting their search and contact rolls. All right, so then let's send either the permit or the pickerel into there again. I think we'll do the pickerel so that we've only got 3 here. So that's going to be no transit event check because only 1 red box, and he's on transit side. So now we've got that taken care of. So let's send the permit somewhere else instead. I guess we could. I got to decide what to do with these 2 here, the Harder and the Jack. Don't want to send them into here yet because we're going to have a bunch of people in there for search and contact. I think maybe we'll just hold off. Well, 3 of the marshals. I think we're going to end up having some congregating risk here no matter what over here with all these subs coming out of Pearl Harbor. Got quite a load there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 8 coming out. So I think we'll just go ahead and send him down to here, to the Marshall Islands. No check required because he's on transit event side or transit side, and only 1 red box. Okay, so that's where we'll send him. These 2, I think we'll probably send either into the Sea of Japan or the Empire Pacific or some combination of the 2, but not until after we patrol in those areas. So I think that's going to be it for our transit moves for now. So when we come back, we'll knock out these patrols, see how we do. So while I was away, I was reviewing the video from week 4 of May and discovered that I made a mistake here with the halibut. He is an early gatto and he was damaged. So he was supposed to return to Pearl Harbor for refit. So during that week, which was 2 weeks ago, he would have moved up here to the Hawaiian Islands. And then last week, he would have moved into Pearl Harbor. But then because we already had an early gatto being refitted, he would have to go into repair hold. And he will sit there until the drum is finished with their refit. So I wanted to get that correction in there. Another thing, I've been planning on doing this since I started. I just didn't realize it actually kicked in this early. and that is the realistic radar refit option. Normally, if you play by the normal rules, your subs don't get radar until October of 1943. But I don't mind doing some extra tracking here. So what this rule allows is basically starting in October of 42, which was actually before our scenario even started. Any subs that are either returning from refit or are newly arriving are considered to have SD and then later SJ radar sets. So we actually have quite a few subs that have had radar. We just haven't been taking advantage of that. It does a couple things for us. One is we don't have to worry about the shallow op areas affecting our transit event checks. But the big thing is going to be being able to unflip ships that we've revealed. And I'll show how that works the first time we get patrolling here with one that does have radar. So I went through and compiled a list of all the subs that we have so far that are radar equipped. You see it's quite a lengthy list. Unfortunately, some of them have been sunk already, but I'll update this as from month to month as we get new ships or new subs coming in or coming back, and I'll just re-alphabetize it as I add new ones, so it'll be easy to look up whether a particular sub has radar or not. So we're going to start using that here from here on out, so we'll get to see how that all works. All right, I believe, oh, there was one other thing I noticed when I was reviewing that video from week 4 of May, that I started forgetting again that when you reveal a diligent escort, you get to attempt a crash dive. So there were a few missed opportunities there, I think, over the past couple weeks that we could have attempted to crash dive. Now, granted, it's usually only on a 0, so it's pretty unlikely that we would have been able to, but definitely something I'm going to try to remember here going forward. All right, I think we'll start here with the trout up here in the South China Sea 1 area. Just trying to think if we want him to patrol there, or if we want him to go somewhere else. We're probably going to be moving. These 3 are all going to move up into the, or no, it's not the Bonans, it's this one. Okay. So a couple of these at least will move up here into the East China Sea. These are all going to, as many as we can, get into the Bonans here. And so I think maybe we'll just leave the trout where he is in the South China Sea 1 area. So we'll roll for his search and contact. Got an 8 and a 3. It's going to be a moderate density small convoy. Moderate density small convoy is 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I checked my list and the trout is not radar equipped yet, so we won't get to show that off quite yet. I think we'll have him start in column B. And let's go standard attack posture. Flip over these 4. Excellent. Well, we've managed to sink a ship on our first attack round of each of the last 2 turns. So let's see if we can follow suit here. So we've got a couple of auxiliaries we need to replace. The one in column A first is going to be the Rio de Janeiro Maru. And this is, I remember this one because it's one of the replacement counters that we got. So see how it's now nice and square. I was kind of surprised that the Japanese had a ship called the Rio de Janeiro when I saw that. Alright, so that goes back to column A, and for our other one, the Takasaki. Alright, so no ASW, which is nice. Won't have to worry about a counterattack, and should make it easier for us to hit something here. Get our 4 TDC markers. Okay, give us some good ones. Oh, that's a nice one. That one's not so great. That one's terrible. That one's pretty good. Alright, well, let's see. We could possibly do a split shot here if we wanted to. Let's see what we have for 2 hit values first, though. So if we just send, excuse me, everything at this one in our column, we would have 6 minus 1 is 5, lose 1 for the defense, and then add 2 back for the TDC. So we can hit this one on a 6 or less. We send everything over here. We're looking at, it's basically going to be the same, but then 2 less, because he's got 1 more defense and we're over a column. So he's going to be a 4 if we just go after him. So if we did a split, we probably want to do, well, if we wanted them to be equal shots, we could send 4 at this one and 2 at this one. So if we did that, 2 at this one, 2 would get knocked down to 1. And then we subtract 1, add back in 2. So that would be a 2 or less to hit that one. Presumably this would be a 2 or less as well. We're sending 4 over that way. Minus 1 is 3, minus 2 defense, minus 1 for the column. Yeah, so that would be 2 shots at a 2 or less. Kind of like them to be at least 3 or more before I attempt a split shot. So I think we'll just go after this one in our row or our column here. So we're standard attack posture. We got no die roll modifier, so we just need a 6 or less. And we got an 8. Alright, no re-attack, or counter-attack, I mean. We will do a re-attack. I think we'll just stay in this column. We'll stay standard. Ooh, aircraft over here. Hopefully this isn't something bad. Oh, and a destroyer. Yep. Well, so much for our safe environment here. Destroyer is going to be, oh nice, it's the Kurataki. It's only a 1,000 ton, little half ASW. The airplane's adding 2. Don't like that. It's from column C. All right, let's see if we can make something happen. get one of those big boys. Okay, -2 again on that one, +3. And these will all be -1 because of the re-attack round. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be our target here. So the -3 for the TDC basically cancels out his defense and the column shift over, so we'll just leave those out of the equation. We're at 6 minus 1 is 5, and then he's got 2.5 ASW, rounds up to 3. So we need a 2. 2 or less to hit that little 1,000-ton merchant there. Hey, we got it. 3 though is only gonna damage it, I think. Yep. Darn torpedo value. Alright, then we get a counterattack. He's at 3. 1 red box in the op area makes 4. 3 from the war period is 7, minus our 3 defense. Puts him on the 3 to 4 row with a +1 DRM for re-attack round. 0 is a 1, that's not going to be anything. And then for our endurance check, we're a B rating. We did not go aggressive, not damage. None of the modifiers apply. We need a 4 or less. No. So I was just reading a thread on Board Game Geek that Eugenio had created, asking about, basically how long subs can stay out. Theoretically they can stay out indefinitely if they keep passing their endurance checks, but Brian Miller responded and basically said that they figure that on average they should be able to stay out, I think it was like 4 to 6 weeks, and I don't seem to be having that kind of luck here. It seems like I can't keep them out more than a week or two, but I should start tracking that to see how long they're actually out. Let's see what kind of stats I get for that. Alright, so he goes back here. RTB, involuntary. Let's see. Let's find somebody that has radar so we can show that off. Albacore doesn't. The Pike, I think he might. Yeah, the Pike does. So let's do his search and contact roll here. Actually, do we want him to stay there or do we want him to move? I think we'll have him patrol move into the North Philippine Sea. Got a little bit better chance of finding something. So he'll need to do a transit event check first. Only a 9 will matter. Search and contact. 7 and 3. So 7 is going to be low density, and 3 is a small convoy. Low density, small convoy, 2, 2, and 1. Alright, not the greatest setup for showing off this radar, but we'll see what we can do. Went too fast over there in column C. We'll set up in column A, and we will go cautious. Or no, wait, he's only got a 2. Let's go standard. We'll go standard. So let's see what this radar lets us do. Alright, so it says starting in October 43, but in this case we're using the optional rule where that can actually happen sooner. Submarines are equipped with radar and may unflip any one Japanese unit unless it is a combat event, diligent escort, or an aircraft. The choice to unflip must be made immediately before any other units are revealed, and if a unit is unflipped, another unit must be revealed in its place. If no other units are available to be revealed, a unit may not be unflipped. All right. Yeah, okay. So that's what we get to do here. So we're going to flip over these two red balls, and if one of them ends up being something we don't like, we can unflip it and then choose to flip one of these instead. So let's see what we get. Okay, like that. Don't like that. So we're going to unflip this one. And then we will flip this one instead. Oh. Well, didn't pay off this time.
Hello? Making dinner?
We got the Ugure.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right, then we get our two TDCs. We know we don't want to put it on this one, so let's try that one. A 0, that's not going to be good enough. Oh, we got to see what that actually is, though. Hopefully not 5 defense. So we got the Kunikawa Maru. Okay, so we've only got 3 against his 3 defense plus another 2 from the ASW, so we got no shot here. So there is no counterattack since there's no shot. Do we want to stay around? We could go cautious, which means we'd only have to flip that one over. But it could very likely be another destroyer. And I don't know if, with only having 3 attack value and having overcome at least 2 ASW and 3 defense, not very good chances that we'll be able to get a decent shot on that anyway. So thinking maybe we just withdraw. So he's a C rating, no modifiers. He needs a 3 or less. No. Okay. Guess we'll go ahead and take care of the albacore next. Yeah, we might as well send him up there too. So he's got to make a transit event check, but only a 9 will matter. Nope. Search and contact. 2 and 3. Didn't find anything. So he will do an endurance check with a -1 modifier. So he's an A rating, so he needs a 6 or less. Yes. Okay. Then let's take care of these over here. The grouper, the GAR, and the S31. I think we'll send the grouper up here. He'll have a transit event check, but only a 9. Well, no, he's leaving shallow water. Let's see if he has radar. I don't think he does. Grouper does not have radar. So he'll have a +1 to that transit event check. So an 8 or 9. safe. And search and contact. 3 and 7. Oh, good thing we moved up there. 3 wouldn't have found us anything down there. So 3 is going to be a sparse. 7 is a large convoy. That's 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, this one zigged away. So we just got these 3 columns we can deal with here. We have a 4 rating. Let's set up here. We'll go standard. So we'll flip over all 4 of them. Our gunboat. Oh, come on. Hoping at least one of those wouldn't be bad. All right. Get some little halves here. Nope. The Arashi for that one. And Kasumi. All right, 4 TDC markers. Some focus issues here again. That's 4 ASW showing. This is going to be rough. At least we can move away from one of them if we decide to reattack. That's not going to work. That might. So let's see. 6 minus 1 is 5. Minus 1 for the ship defense. Minus 4 for the ASW. Add back in 2 for the TDC. We can hit him on a 2 or less. Oh, nope. All right, for counterattack. Oh, actually, he had 5 showing. I forgot this half was contributing too. So I actually needed a 1 or less. And now he's got 5 for the counterattack, plus 1 red box, plus 3 for the war period, makes 9. Minus our 4 defense. Fortunately, we're not in shallow waters now. So he will be on the 5 to 6 row with no modifier. 0, nice. Nothing for that. For reattack, I say we move over here. That way they'll only have 3 ASW. We go cautious now. And we will see what we can do here. Oh, perfect. Very good. It's tempting to, I mean, these are actually equal shots because he has 1 more defense, but he's over a column. I'm thinking maybe we try to take him out to reduce their ASW, see if that would make a difference. Without him, he'd be 2 plus 1 plus 3 makes 6. That puts him on the 1 to 2 row, and with him would put him up to the 3 to 4. So let's go ahead and try to take that gunboat out. 6 minus 1 is 5. Minus 1 for the defense. Minus 3 for the ASW. Minus 1 for going over a column. Puts us down to 0. But then we add back in 3 for the TDC. So we need a 3 or less to hit. Dang it. Just can't get those rolls. All right, so they will get to counterattack again. Should be the same. 5 plus 1 plus 3 is 9. Minus our 4 defense. So he's on the 5 to 6 row again, and plus 1 for reattack, but then minus 1 now because we're cautious. So just a straight roll again. And a 2 is not going to be anything. All right, so we got away, but we also didn't get anything. Endurance check. He's an A rating with no modifiers. So he needs a 5 or less. No. I'm telling you, I just can't keep these guys out there. I was here. We'll do the move the GAR up there as well. So he will have again a plus 1 to his transit event check, so an 8 or 9. Nope. Search and contact. 3 and 7. Oh, once again, just barely made it in there. Sparse and 7 is a large convoy. So sparse large convoy. Actually, that's what we just had. Is 1 2 1 1. Okay, the GAR does not have radar. Let's have him set up in column B here. Get rid of this no solution marker. Evading. You know what? Let's go aggressive with the GAR. He's going to flip over these 3. Oh, our hospital ship is back. And an armed merchant. Maybe we can take him out. Then we won't have to worry about a counterattack. All right, let's get an auxiliary for this one in column B. Oh, it's one of our Imperial Japanese Army ships. Let's see if we're allowed to find them here. That was from column B. Need to make a player aid with these locations on it for these different IJN ships with special rules. We are in the South China Sea 1, so yes, that is a place we can be. I need to ask about what this, we found that Bay of Bengal. Yeah, that's over there in the Indian Ocean. We won't be going over there. All right, so we are allowed to find him. So let's see what we can sink here. One other thing regarding the hospital ships, I know I've mentioned before that you get to count it as a sunk ship, but you don't get to count the tonnage. And if you had a super skipper, he would be relieved of command. The other penalty is you automatically have to involuntarily RTB if you sink a hospital ship. Maybe even damage it, I'm not sure. To check on that. Oh, probably won't go after the army ship. Maybe the hospital ship though. 0 over there. It's not going to be a very good shot. In fact, I don't even think we have one. Yeah, because we're only going to be at 5. He's at -4 and then -1 for his ASW. And then another -1 for going over a column. No, well, we did go aggressive, so this is a -1 TDC. So technically, we would have a shot, and with our DRM modifier, or DRM to the attack roll, 2-hit roll, can't talk tonight, we could hit him on a 1 or less, but not really ideal. Might be what we go for, though, because if we go after this one and sink it, then we gotta end our turn. Won't get to reattack. Yeah, let's take a shot at it. So just to confirm, 5 for us, -4 for the defense, -1 for the ASW, -1 for shifting over a column, but then -1 on the TDC. Takes it back to 0. We have a +1 DRM, so we can hit it on a 1 or less. Nope, pretty close. But no such luck. All right, for counterattack, they've got 1 for the op area and 3 for the war period, makes 5, minus our 3 defense. They'll be on the 1 to 2 row. We are aggressive, so they'll get a +1. Ooh, 9 on the 1 to 2 row is damaged. Wow. Tough little armed merchant ship there. So because of that, I think what we'll do is slide over to here and see if we can't get a shot on one of these two without having to worry about that armed merchant. I say because of that, but I think I was planning on doing that anyway. Even if he didn't damage us. Okay, we got a 0 on him that time and a -1 there. So this is actually a -2 because we're still aggressive. Didn't say that, but we are. So -1 for reattack round, -1 for aggressive posture makes that a -2. So our 5 attack after the torpedo modifier minus his 4 defense leaves 1. No ASW, -1 for going over a column, but then add 2 back for the TDC. So our 2-hit number is 2, and with our -1 modifier, we can hit on a 3 or less. Hey, we got it. 1 and 8. 8 is definitely going to be enough to sink a 9,000 ton. That's going to be on the, come on, focus up, my hand. 10 to 17 row, and 8 -1 is a 7, so definitely in the sunk range. So the GAR pulls through with our first kill of the week, and my notepad is missing, so we'll make a note of that here in a minute. But that's going to be another ship and another 9,000 tons. So we are going to be able to roll for torpedo improvement next turn. That puts us at 270. Our first target. And then 9,000 tons. It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess I could have just gone back 1. And this will roll over. So that puts us at 1,117,000 tons. And then this guy goes over to the pile of shame. We have no counterattack. So for our endurance check, we are damaged and we went aggressive. So we're going to have a +2 to that roll. So for our B rating, that means we need a 2 or less to stay out. Nope. All right. That puts us at 3 ships in there. And we'll go ahead and move the S-31 up there as well. So transit event check, +1 for leaving shallow. So an 8 or 9 will trigger a transit event check. Nope. Search and contact. 2 and 0. That's not going to be anything, I don't think. Nope, just missed it. So for his endurance check, he is a D rating. He gets a -1 for not finding anybody, so he needs a 3 or less. No. All these guys are coming back. All right. Just contemplating these 3 here that are in the Solomons. Would we be better off going to the Carolines, where we'll find something on a 5 or higher, or to the Bismarck, where with the modifier we'd find something on a 6 or higher, but we'd also get an extra ship in each column? Yeah, you know what? They went to the trouble of getting all that intelligence information for us. Let's go ahead and take advantage of it, I guess. So we'll have the Sea Dragon patrol move over to there. There's no red box, so none of these are going to have transit event checks. So for search and contact with a +1 modifier, we're looking for at least a 6. Nope. So for his transit event, you wouldn't have found anything in the Carolines with that roll either. So for his endurance check, I mean, he's got a B rating, didn't find anything. He needs a 5 or lower. No. Oh, I didn't check. He didn't end up finding anything, but the Sea Dragon does have radar, so if he had found something, we'd have got to do the flip. Let's see, the Sea Raven also has radar. Yep. About the Sturgeon, I think he does too. Yep. All 3 of these have radars. So we'll send him over. No transit event check required. So search and contact with a +1. There we go. 6 and 9. Or it's actually a 7. So 7 and 9. That's going to be... Yeah, that's what we needed. 7, right? Yeah. 7 is going to be sparse, and 9 is going to be a task force. So a sparse task force, which is with an extra ship in each column. is going to be 2, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, here's what Sea Raven found. This one is too far. All right, so we have a 4 tactical rating, and we will get 1 unflip with our radar if we find something we don't like. So I'm thinking we set up in column D. And let's go standard. We'll start with these ones in our row. Okay, a battleship. That's good to see. Ooh, destroyer. Let's unflip him. Let's flip this one. Okay, a cruiser. And then let's go for these 2 over here. Oh no. All right, so he gets to roll on the, well, first, I keep forgetting. Oh, he can actually crash dive on a 1 or less. So let's see if we do a successful crash dive. Oh, yes. All right, and just to remind ourselves, it's been a while since we've had a successful crash dive. It's been a while since I remembered to check for it. But I believe it means that all of his results are spotted. So we can't get anything worse than just being spotted. Crash dive, it's near the back, I know that. Here it is. So, if it's less than or equal to, roll on the diligent escort or event aircraft table as applicable, but change any result except no effect is spotted. Yeah, so the worst he can do to us is spot us. Oops. We're standard posture, so it doesn't get any modifiers to this. And it's an 8, so it's a good thing we were able to crash dive, because otherwise he would have damaged RTBS, but we're just spotted instead. All right, and then we still got to flip this one. Okay, good. Do not like having that diligent escort around, though. It's make it very difficult to get a good shot. So for our destroyer, let's see what he is. Isokazi. And then he gets 3 added to his ASW for being a diligent escort, so he's actually a 5. It's going to be rough. And our battleship, we'll have to see if it's one that we're actually allowed to encounter in the Bismarck Sea. I think only Congo or Yamato class. And then if it's Yamato class, we got to check the IJN rules to see if we're actually allowed to encounter him there. And it's a Nagato. It's the Nagato, so 40,000 tons. So we can't find him, which means, according to the not the IJN, just the regular Japanese battleship doctrine rules, we have to flip a different ship in its place. Another destroyer. Great. Looks like coming over to column D was a mistake. It's the Yamagumo. 2 more ASWs. They're at a total of 7. Yeah, this is going to be pretty much impossible, I think. Oh, and we need a cruiser. We got the Nachi. All right. I think it's going to be mathematically impossible, but let's play it out anyway. +3, -1, -2, and -2. So yeah, it would be, this one would be our best chance, but I think it's still out of reach. 6 -1 is 5. -2 defense, -7 ASW. This is a -4, minus another one for going over a column is -5. TDC brings us back up to -3. So no shot. But that does mean no counterattack, and we are just going to slink away. So for his endurance check, he's a B rating, no modifiers, so he needs a 4 or less. Hey, you got it. And then we'll send the Sturgeon over. Again, no transit event check, so +1 to his search and contact roll for the Ultra area. Nothing, but 0/0 is going to be a subcontact. All right. So let me clear this all away, and then we'll set up for a subcontact. This goes back to the Cruiser Cup, the Destroyer Cup, AB, CD. Let's get our chart out with the subs on it. Do we have a chart for that? I guess we don't. It's in the rule book. All right, sub versus sub. Combat phase, counterattack, sub versus sub combat. Here we go. I don't know if we've had one in this campaign yet. I know we had one in the short campaign 3 that I did. All right, so there's no wolf pack, so I need to do that. So we make a die roll with -1 DRM if we're spotted, -1 if we're damaged, and +1 if we have radar, which we do. If it's 0 to 2, the enemy has spotted us first. If it's 3 to 9, we've detected them first. So we're not spotted, we're not damaged, we do have radar. So we get a +1 DRM, so only a 0 or a 1. And he'll find us first. 0, of course. Boo. I think that means we don't get to shoot at him. He only gets to shoot at us. Consult the enemy submarine table. Oh, it's in the scenario book, actually. And determine what enemy submarine pieces are available based on date and op area. Randomly draw one from a cup. Place the submarine, which detected the other first in the sub box on the other submarine in a target box. So we're going to be in a target box. And then we draw and reveal a TDC marker for the target submarine. So let's figure out which sub has found us. And again, this table is a little confusing because it lists available dates that don't correspond to the dates on the counters, but apparently they're not incorrect. It's just that these are the dates that this particular class of sub was available historically, but then the date on the counter is when that particular sub was available. So let's see, we are in June of 43. So the L4 has already been withdrawn, so we can't find him. Or he can't find us, I should say. We have an L4 class sub. Yes, so that's the RO 63. So he's not one of the options. The KD4 class is available. So that's going to be the I-64. We'll set him aside for now. The C1 class is available. So that's the I-16. The KD7 class is available. Which is the I-183. The K6 class is available. Which is the RO41. So you'll see it says the K6 class was available in March of 43, but this particular sub wasn't available until April of 43. And then we've got the D1 class. We've got two of those actually. And neither one of those are available yet. They're generally available in July of 42, but these aren't available until much later, 44. And then we have this I-400 class, which isn't even on the chart, which is available starting in February of 45. So I need to ask about that, why it wasn't included in the chart. Might have been an oversight. There are some Italian and German subs as well. Actually, looks like the this German sub is available starting in June of 43, which we are in the second week of. So that is the IXC-40 class. But again, this particular one, U-168, isn't available until February 44. So he's not an option either. All right, so we've got 4 possibilities here. And what I did last time for that was I just rolled a D4, top to bottom. So let me go dig one out. There's one. All right. Sorry for the delay here, but I had to go rummage one of these out. I should just keep it nearby, I guess. So 1 to 4, top to bottom. And that is a 4. So it's going to be the RO41 that has found us. So we'll set him up here. And then it said to draw and reveal a TDC marker. So he's got a -1 on us. All right, let's see what's next. Conduct 1 attack round using standard attack procedure. So the attacking submarine gets its attack rating, which is 3. They don't have a super skipper. We're not in shallow waters, right? Nope. Bismarck Sea is not shallow. We're not in a tropical storm. This actually doesn't belong here because you can't have sub versus sub in a typhoon. And the Mark 14 torpedo value, but that would be if we were attacking. Japanese torpedoes have a value of -2, so they're even worse than us at this point. So yeah, it's just going to be his attack rating of 3, -2 is 1. And then for us, we get to add our defense rating, which is 2. The TDC marker, so that's going to take us down to 0. And then we don't have a super skipper. So we subtract the target's value, which is 0, us, from the attacker's value, which was 1, to get a result and roll a d10. So he needs a 1 or less to hit us. Is there no another DRM involved here? Oh, that's on the attack. If he does get a hit, and if we were attacking, then we would get -1 DRM to our attack results roll. Okay, so he needs a 1 or less to hit us, and then he will be rolling on the 1 to 4 row of the attack results table if he does get a hit. He did not. Very close, though, but he still wouldn't have done anything to us with that 0. All right, so he missed. I think that's it. Ends following a single combat round. There's no counterattack or reattack. So that's going to do it for that encounter. We will do an endurance check. I don't know if it said anything about, I think we don't get the -DRM for not finding any contacts, I don't believe. So it's just going to be a normal endurance check roll with no modifiers. We are a B rating, so we need a 4 or less. Nope. If I could roll that, I could get a 4 or less. All right. So he will get marked RTB and go there. Let's put our patrol guy that stayed out on the bottom. Okay, that's going to do it for that ultra area. Can't get anybody else in there. So I think next we'll go up to, why don't we do Empire Pacific next, our other ultra area. We've got one there already. We'll go ahead and do him first. That is the Sea Wolf. Let's see if he has radar. The Sea Wolf does have radar. So he will get a +1 to his search and contact because he's in an ultra area. And he gets a 9 and a 6. That's going to be a high density. 6 is a large convoy. So a high density large convoy with an extra ship in each column is going to be 4432. It looks like column A is the place to be. Let's go standard attack posture. We do get one unflip because of our radar, and I think we'll go ahead and use that. We don't want to see that one. We still got to flip 4. That's our first one. Oh no, another destroyer. That's 2. Let's make this for 3. And four. Oh, darn it. Boy. This one fooled us too, huh? Yep. All right. Yep, looks like this wasn't meant to be. Got for column A, the Naganami. And the Honan Maru. It's got low defense. That's going to be pretty tough to hit. All right. 4 of these. Let's see if it would be possible if we use, we can't use the special targeting and escort rule though, because there's an aircraft there, I think. I'll just confirm that. I don't think it would have made a difference anyway, but yeah, we can't use that if an aircraft's been revealed. So there's no point in putting one on him. All right. Oh, there we go. Might have a chance. Okay, so let's see what we've got. 6 minus 1 is 5. Minus 2 for the ship's defense. Minus 4 for the ASW puts us at -1. But then we get to add 3 back in for the TDC, so we can hit it on a 2 or less. We're standard posture. So 2 or less, come on. All right. For counterattack, we're looking at 4 plus 1 from the op area, 5 plus 3 from the war period is 8. Minus 3 defense. He's on the 5 to 6 row with no modifier. Ooh, 7 is not going to be good, and that 9 could make it even worse. 5 to 6 row, a 7. Okay, we're just damaged. All right, well, that's our cue to say goodbye. B rating and damaged. So he's going to need a 3 or less to pass his endurance check. He does. Have to decide next turn if we want to risk leaving him out with damage or just skip search and contact and voluntarily RTB. I suspect the latter. Okay, let's send the flying fish over next from the East China Sea. He's going to have a +1 to his transit event roll. So an 8 or 9. Okay, and then he gets +1 for search and contact. Ooh, 2, 9. Ooh, that might be a loner. Nope, 2 is in there. So, sparse task force. Sparse task force with an extra ship is 2234. All right, well, after our last foray into column D, I'm a little gun shy now, so I think with the flying fish, we'll just have him set up here over in column A. He does not have radar. So I think we'll go cautious and just flip over the 3 red balls. Come on. Can't get a break. Combat event. Let's see what this is. 5. Is that mechanical failure? Oh no, it's Cui Favit Fortuna. So again, the deadly division isn't going to have any effect because we're not going to get 2 diligent escorts in the same column. So we're looking for a 0 to 4 for our perfect setup. Lets us treat all TDC markers as if they were negative. Yeah, we got it. All right, and that's our 3 flips. That was from B. So let's see what we can get here. Now we can. Oh, we got to get a destroyer for him. We can target him now, and in the first round at least, and ignore his ASW value. Ooh. Might be a good opportunity to do that if we get a decent TDC on him. Sticking together. All right, -1, okay, +1. So yeah, this would be the better shot of those 2. -1 over here, but we don't know what that is. He'll have an assumed defense of 1 if we decide to target him. So we went cautious. So we have to choose one of our TDCs to be unmodified. Yeah, I guess we might as well try to go after this if we got a shot. So 7 minus 1 is 6. Minus his 6 defense takes us to 0. Plus 1 for the TDC. So we need a 1 or less to hit him. I don't really want to risk what that might be, I don't think. Oh yeah, a 0 and a 7. Sweet. Got him. 7 is definitely more than enough for a 2,000-ton ship to sink it. Modified down to a 6. So I need to, I still didn't grab that pad. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, got that noted. Flying Fish sunk the 2,000-ton DD Ugiri. So he gets added to the pile of shame. And we get another ship for 271. And what was it again? 2,000 tons. Puts us up to 1,119,000 tons. All right. Well, with him gone, I feel a little bit better about sticking around. There's no counterattack. So I think we'll stay in the same column. We were cautious that time. Let's switch to... There's not really any advantage to go into standard at this point. We're not going to get to flip anymore, so we'll just stay in our column. I don't want to risk having to flip all that stuff too. So we'll just stay here, see if we can get a good shot on... Oh, I forgot to replace him. Now that I mention it. So we might have had a better shot there, but... Yeah, slightly better, but... Kazahaya, wow, he's still 20,000 tons though, and 1 less defense. Like to see that. Yeah, that would have made it. It still wouldn't have been as good of a shot because he didn't have as good of a TDC marker on him. All right, so let's stay cautious. We'll stay in the same column, so we just have to flip over this one. Oh, nice, and it's not a bad one. We'll replace him. Oh, it's the Eero. It's a named ship, so I believe, let's check our chart again. Oh, for the Eero, we just use the unit from Silent War, so he doesn't get replaced. So nice. We got a 20,000 ton and a 15,000 ton to choose from. I like those choices. I wish we could have jumped up to aggressive, but you can't do that unless you have a super skipper. You only change 1 level. All right, well, let's get some nice TDCs here. Initially they're identical because he's over a column but 1 less defense, so it's all going to come down to which one has a better TDC. They will have -1 to them for being a re-attack round. -1, okay, I like that, and 0. So we'll definitely go after the Karashaya. So we've got 7 -1 is 6, -4 for his defense, leaves 2, and then add 2 back for the TDC. So we will hit on a 4 or less. Oh, Got the hit, but no damage. That's too bad. We needed to be at least 18 to 25. We needed at least a 7 on that second die roll to sink him. That's too bad. But we did get one at least. No counterattack again. This goes back there. This goes back in B. Just go ahead and clean this up now. All right, so for his endurance check, he's an A rating with no modifiers, so 5 or less. Yes. He gets to stay. All right, I think I keep from knocking over any stacks here. Let's send the plunger over next. That's going to be our second one, right? Yep. And we're only going to be able to get one more into there, the S32, so we don't have to worry about any congregating risk. He will have to do a transit event check with no modifier, so only a 9. Ooh, we got a 9. Roll low. Ooh, 9-1. That's just going to be spotted. Where are we? Oh, down here. Yep, he's spotted. Get that marked on him. And roll for his search and contact with a +1 modifier. 5 and 4. 5 is going to be... Oh, we just made it into low density. So low density, 4 is a small convoy. So low density small with an extra ship is 3, 3, and 2. The plunger does not have radar. We're going to set him here in column A. He is spotted. I'm a little leery of going aggressive because he's spotted. So I think we'll just go standard posture. Just flip over the 3 in our column. Excellent. 3 auxiliaries to go there, top to bottom. Oop. Another army ship, the Myasin Maru. We are in Empire Pacific. I'm pretty sure that's allowed for them. Yes, it is. Next we have the Kanto Maru. And lastly, the Mogamigawa Maru. Looks like they had a hard time fitting that on the counter. All right, so we were standard, right? That means next in the reattack round we can go cautious. We do have to flip that one over though. Forgot we have to do that one first. We'll see what happens. Getting ahead of myself. Let's see if we can sink one of these first. All decent tonnage. 0, 0, -3. There we go. Let's go. All right. Wow, 4. Boo. 4 minus 1 is 3. His defense soaks all that up. We're at a 0, but then we add back 3 for the TDC. No modifier, so we need a 3 or less. Come on. Nope. No counterattack. For the reattack, I feel like we should go, I don't know. I'm almost feeling like we should go cautious because chances are one of those two are bad. Yeah, let's go cautious. We have to flip this one over. Destroyer. For our second, let's do the top one. Oh, gunboat. Almost as bad as a destroyer. With his 1/2 ASW. All right, well, let's hope this guy's a 1/2 also. We'll only be facing 1. Hey, the Sawakazi. Alrighty. Reattack round, and we are cautious. So their counterattack will have no die roll modifier. Oh, +1 because we're spotted, right? We get 3 of these. I say we just go with the 3 in our column again. Ooh, nice. That's going to be a -3 because it's the reattack round. That one's a -2, and that one's a -3. So we might as well go after the one with the lower defense. We've got, what, 3. -3 is 0. -3 for the TDC puts it back to 3, but now we lose 1 for the ASW. So now we need a 2 or less this time. Come on, let's do it. No, come on. For the counterattack, we've got 1 +1 for the op area, 3 for the war period, makes 5, minus our 2 defense is 3. So it's the 3 to 4 row with a +1 because we're spotted. -1 for cautious, +1 for reattack. So net +1. 2 is going to be nothing. Oh, that's disappointing after seeing all that stacked up for us. C rating. No modifiers. We need a 3 or less. Just missed it. All right, next we're sending the S32 in. His transit event check only matters on a 9. Search and contact with a +1. Ooh, 2 and 6. I don't think that's going to be anything. Oh, yes, 2 is. Nice. Sparse. 6 is going to be large convoy. So a sparse large convoy with an extra ship is 2322. All right, S32 does not have radar. He's got a tactical rating of 2. I'm thinking we set up in column B. This goes away, zigged away. And I'm tempted to go aggressive so we could flip these three over, but then we could only revert back to standard then for the reattack round. So I'm thinking we go standard now. Let's flip these two. Oh, come on. And my battery's getting low, so not sure how much longer I got here. The Asagumo. For our TDCs, we'll go here and here. That's a 0, that's a 0. I don't think we're going to have a shot. 3 gets knocked down to 2. -2 for the ASW, -1 for the defense is -1. Nothing for the TDC. So no shot, no counterattack. I don't think we want to stay around for this. So we'll just do our endurance check and leave. D rating, he needs a 2 or less. We did not get it. And all right, that's everyone we can get into our ultra area here. So I think what I want to do next, we've got these 2 subs on transit side here in the North Pacific. I want to get them up into the Sea of Japan. But we've got 3 subs there right now. So I'm going to have the Scamp move down to the East China Sea to make some room there for those other 2 subs to get into the Sea of Japan. So let's go ahead and do that. He's going to have a +2 to his transit event roll for leaving the Sea of Japan. And you know what? All that extra for leaving, I wonder if I'd be better off just having 5 subs there. More than likely one of these are going to have to RTB next turn anyway. Yeah, on second thought, I think I'll just leave all 5 of them there. Or leave these 3 and then move the other 2 in. So let's go ahead and do a search and contact for the Scamp. Ooh, 9-4, so it's going to be high density, small convoy. So we're looking at 3, 2, and 2. All right, Scamp has a tactical rating of 4. I think we'll set him up here in column A and go standard attack posture. So we'll flip these 4 red balls over. That's good. That's good. Oop. Oh, a combat event. Okay. See what we got. An 8. I think that's bad. I think that is counterattack. It is. So the escorts detect the submarine making its approach and hold it down. Resolve as per combat event 7, except the submarine cannot make an attack. So we will have no attack this round. And if we reveal any ASW capable ships, they will get to go straight to their counterattack. Let's hope we don't. All right, good. It's a shame we lost the opportunity there to attack them, but could have been worse, I guess. So we have no attack, they have no counterattack, so we go straight to the re-attack round. I think we'll switch to aggressive posture this time. We'll stay over here in column A. I do need to replace this auxiliary ship. We have the Kaiyo Maru. And then we'll go aggressive for the re-attack. We'll stay in our column, so we just have to reveal this one. It is a destroyer, unfortunately. Hopefully it stays a small one. Nope. The Shigura 3 ASW. Don't like that. All right, let's see what we can do. That 7,000 ton would be nice. We will have -2 on these TDCs because we're in the re-attack round and aggressive posture. Fourth one out, there we go. All right, +1, not that great. 0, not terrible. And 0. All right. So these two are equivalent. Since this one's defense is lower, but he's over a column. Let's see what these two would work out to be. Probably going to go after the easier one, I think, though. So we're at 7, -1 is 6. We'll figure the bottom one out first. -2 for the defense leaves 4. -3 for the ASW leaves 1. That's a -2 TDC, so we get to add 2 back in. So we can hit this guy on a 3 or less, which means, because this one has 1 more defense and 1 more on the TDC, that's going to be 2 lower, so we'd need a 1 for that one. Although we do have our DRM, so actually it would be hitting on a 4 here, hitting on a 2 here. I think we'll go after the easier shot here. So we need a 4 or less to hit that 3,000 ton merchant. No, we didn't get it. And now there will be a counterattack. 3 ASW revealed. There are 2 red boxes up there, so that's going to be 5. +3 for the war period makes 8. Minus our 4 defense puts him on the 3 to 4 row. +1 DRM for re-attack round and +1 for us being aggressive. So that 4 becomes a 6. On the 3 to 4 row means we are spotted. For our endurance check, we're an A rating. +1 for being aggressive, so we need a 4 or less to stay. Got it. Next, we have the Snook with his search and contact roll. A 1 and a 3. Just barely made it there. Sparse. 3 is going to be small convoy. So that's 2 and 1. All right, doesn't look so great here. We'll set up in column A. I guess we might as well go cautious. Only flip over. We still have to flip over 3, but that way we'll be a little less susceptible for any bad stuff that might happen. Oh, combat event again. 6 is going to be tonnage doubled. So if we do manage to get a merchant here and we can sink them, we get to double their tonnage, but it's not looking very promising. It goes in A. We got this one, which is a destroyer, and this one, which is a destroyer. Well, we will get to take advantage of our targeting a destroyer option at least. So maybe if we can get one with a relatively low defense, might be able to take them out. So the one in column A first is, oh, there we go, the Akakazi. And for column B, we got the Hatsukazi. All right, so a couple of TDC markers here. That's not good. Okay, let's see if we can get a shot on the Hatsukazi here. So we get to ignore his ASW value since we're targeting an escort in the first attack round. So we're looking at our 6 attack after we modify for the torpedo value, minus his defense of 7, puts us at -1. We lose another 1 from this one's ASW value rounded up, so that's -2. We also lose 1 for going over a column, so now we're at -3, and our TDC unfortunately is only going to add back 2, so we're still at -1. So we have no shot, but that also means there's no counterattack, and we will just skedaddle. So our A rating with no modifiers means we need a 5 or less. We do get to stay. Next, let's go ahead and move those 2 transit side subs into the Sea of Japan from the North Pacific. Trying to get both in the shot here without knocking over a bunch of counters. All right. Okay, so we got the harder. This will be the governing op area. So there's 2 red boxes there. They're on transit side, so -1 for that, but +2 for entering the Sea of Japan. So a net +1 for his transit event check. So 7, 8, or 9 will possibly cause some issues. 2, so he's fine. We'll have him patrol there next turn. And now that we have 4 subs there, this next one's going to have a +1 for congregating risk. So net +2 for him for his transit event check, so 6 or higher. He did get a 6. 2 and 3 should be fine. 2, 3, no event. So then he will patrol there next turn. And actually nobody had to go back home, so we will have 5 subs patrolling there next turn, which is fine. All right, next let's do our lone sub that's out for the Aleutians campaign. The S-31 in the Coral Islands. We'll do his search and contact. An 8 and a 6. That's going to be Moderate density, large convoy. Moderate density, large convoy is going to be 2, 3, 1, and 1. All right, we're going to have him set up in column B here. He's got a tactical rating of 2. I think we'll just go standard attack posture. Just flip over 2, try to minimize our risk of getting something bad. Let's go with this middle one and the bottom one. Oh. And I guess I should check the S-34 does not have radar. Forgot to check those last two. The Jack does have radar, but I don't think that would have helped him at all. So he had to flip over all 3. And I don't think the what was the one before that? No, it wasn't. Those are the 2 that just moved in. The Snook and the Scamp. Snook and Scamp both do have radar. I know for the last one we did, it wouldn't have mattered for him. He had to flip over all of them anyway. I don't think the previous one, it would have helped either. So have to remember to keep doing that though. It's something new to remember now that we're starting to use that optional radar refit rule. Okay, so we're gonna get a we gotta see what we're standard, so he just gets his normal diligent escort roll. We're looking at at least it's a smaller one. It's the Shiokaze. He's got a 3.5 ASW for being a diligent escort. So he gets to roll on the diligent escort row of the counterattack table immediately. He gets a 2, which is nothing. All right, so we get to put out 2 TDC markers. We'll go for our revealed merchant there. And then our unrevealed up there. Probably unlikely we're going to be able to make a shot here, but let's see. Oh, certainly not on that one, I don't think. Okay, might have a possibility here. Let's see. So we've got 3 attack. It's knocked down to 2. We lose that 2 for the ship's defense. He's got 3.5 ASW, which is going to round up to 4. So that puts it at -4, and then the TDC is only going to add back 3. So now we don't even have a shot, even with the -3 TDC on there. So no shot possible. That means no counterattack as well. And I think we need to just leave. With that diligent escort lurking around, there's no way to get away from him. Either way we move, he's still going to be adjacent to us. So for our endurance check, we need a 2 or less. Nope. So he will have to head back to Dutch Harbor next turn. And that's going to do it for our ones on patrol. We still have a couple here that are in transit outbound. We need to decide where we want them to go. I think our plan was to send them up into the East China Sea there. We've got clear, mostly clear passage through there. We've got only 3 ships or 3 subs there in the Marianas, so there won't be any congregating risk for them. So the Mingo through the Marianas to the East China Sea. It is shallow, so that's going to cancel out his -1 for transit. So we will have a potential transit event on a 9. Nope. And then same for the Gunnard. for him either. We'll get both of them over there. Patrol side in the done section. All right, that's all of our subs at sea. So now we got to bring everyone out from our bases. We've got none at the Sperry left to come out. We have, let's do the ones up here at Dutch Harbor first. That'll be the easiest probably. We're just going to send them over to the Coral Islands. And because there's only one red box and they're on transit side, there will be no transit event check required. So we'll have them patrol their next turn. And we've got a couple coming out of Fremantle. So I think we'll just send them up to the South China Sea 2 area here. So there is one red box there. Shallow waters, which will negate their -1 for being on transit side. So again, both of these potential transit events only on a 9. So we'll do the tarpon first and then the grayling. So tarpon, no transit event. Grayling, no transit event. They will patrol their next turn, there or an adjacent area. Then we've got these coming out of Pearl Harbor. So let's see what we're dealing with here. We've got a new S2, an S3, quite a variety here. Several Gattos. US2 and a new S1. We'll just kind of lump all these together. These are 6s and 5s. This guy's probably only going to be a 3. Yep. Our P is a 4. All right, so we want to get our Gattos out as far as possible. I think we've got a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 8 coming out. We're already a bit crowded here in the Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands and the North Pacific are basically the 2 areas that we can send them to. We could send some of the older ones down here to the Solomons, I guess. Let them play around down here in either the Carolines or probably just the Carolines. So why don't we send our S3 and our P1, that's the S47 and the Porpoise. We'll send them down here to the Solomons. There's no red boxes anywhere along that route, so they don't have to worry about transit event stuff. And that leaves 6 for us to distribute between the North Pacific and the Marshall Islands. Probably want to try to get, we're good up there in the Sea of Japan now. We've got, how many of these are going to be able to stay? We got 2 that are going to be able to stay in the Empire Pacific, so we'll want to get some more into there. And then we'll also want to get some more up into the East China Sea, I think. Maybe even the South Philippine Sea. That's pretty good hunting there as well. So I think we want to send our Gattos, which we have 3, up to the North Pacific. Only 1 there now. So they will be moving through the Hawaiian Islands, which has no red box. North Pacific only has 1, and they're on transit side with no congregating risk, so they'll all make it there with no transit event checks. and we'll flip them. Do we want to flip them patrol side, or do we want to let them move in farther? I think we leave them on transit side. Get them in a little deeper. I guess we could have them patrol move to the Bonans next turn, and then, assuming they get to stay out, work them out farther. Yeah, let's do that. Oops. So that's the Lapon, the Scorpion, and the Gunnel. All going out to the North Pacific. And then that leaves our other three, the new S1 and the new S2s. I think we'll maybe split them up a little bit. We've got 3 here now, it looks like, in the Marshall Islands. So one of them can get there. I mean, there's not going to be any transit event checks anyway, even with congregating risks. So there's no, because there's no red boxes. So I guess we might as well just send them all there. And then we'll have them flip to patrol side as well. All right, so I think that's going to do it for our operations segment. For intern, there's no weather out, so we don't have to do anything with that. We do have some spotted markers we can check on to try to get rid of somewhere. I see one lurking under here, I think. Yep. So 6 or less to get rid of that. Nope. Then we've got spotted marker over here. 6 or less. Yes, he does lose his. That's all there. He's damaged. Spotted here. Better remove that. Yes. And we also got one, I know, up here in the Sea of Japan that we just got on the Scamp. Try to get rid of that one. Yes. And I believe, is there any here? Nope. I believe that's all of them. So then the last thing is to advance the date markers. We can get rid of these ultra area markers as well. Where was our other one? Here it was. And moving on to week 3 of June. So not a very good week here. We only managed to sink 2 ships. But we did get up to where we'll be able to check for torpedo improvement next turn. Currently we're at 271 ships sunk and 1,119,000 tons. So that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next episode.